Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello and good evening, Doctor. I'm Luqman bin Mohamad Nordin. I'm from Group 6 together with my friend Khuugan, Mohamad Hafis and Nurul Atikah Watie. So I'm Luqman. I will present the question 1A and 1B. Next. So for the question 1, we need to find the second derivative when the theta is pi over 4. So for the first step, we need to find the first derivative. The first step is when to find the first derivative is we derive the value of x and we derive the equation of y. After we get the value of dx over d theta and dy over d theta, we can find the value of dy dx, which is we dividing the square root of 17 cosine theta and negative the square root of 17 sine theta, which is equal to negative cotangent theta. So next. So the next step to find the second derivative is we use the formula, which is derive the first derivative times the derivative of theta in terms of x, which is d theta over dx. So we substitute the value of dy dx, which is negative cotangent theta, and we substitute the value of d theta over dx, which is 1 over negative the square root of 17 sine theta, which we will get the answer is cosecant cubic theta over negative the square root of 17. If you're wondering where I get the cosecant cubic theta is, I'll substitute the cosecant square theta with its identity, which is 1 over sine theta square divided by the square negative the square root 17 sine theta. So for the final answer, we substitute the value of theta, which is pi over 4. So we put the value cosecant cubic pi over 4, we will get the answer 2 times the square root of 2. So for the final answer is negative 2 times the square root of 2 divided by the square root of 17. So that's for the question 1A. Any question?
Hello, Luqman. I have a doubt.
Yes.
How do you get negative cotangent theta and you change it to cosecant square theta? How did you get it done?
Cosecant square theta is the result from the derivative of the negative cotangent theta. Yes, you derive negative cotangent theta and the answer is the cosecant square theta.
Okay, Luqman, thank you. Understood.
Okay, so we move on to the second sub question is 1B, which is we need to find the arc length. So in order to find the arc length, we use the formula of integrating the derivative of x and y integrate between 0 and the pi over 2. So we substitute the derivative of x, which is negative the square root of 70 sine theta, plus the derivative of y, the square root of 17 cosine theta, and the power of 2. So to make the equation more easier, we put aside the value of the square root of 17, so we can get the trigo identity, which is sine square theta plus cosine theta, which equals to 1. So we integrate the value of 1, which will get theta. So we substitute the value of pi over 2 and 0. So to find the arc length, we need to we need to do the subtraction, which is the square root of 17 times pi over 2 subtracts the square root of 17 times 0. So the final answer of the arc length is the square root of 17 times pi divided by 2. So that's all for me. I will for the next question, my friend Nurul Atikah will answer. Thank you.
Okay, next we move to question C, where the question asks to find the polar equation for the curve. From the question, we are given two equations, x and y, which is equation 1 and equation 2. To find the polar equation, firstly, we start by eliminate the parameter theta by letting cos theta and sin theta as a subject, and then substitute into trigonometry identity. After substitute, you can simplify the equation until you get the equation 4. Next slide. After substitute, after that, substitute x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta into equation 4 from the previous slide. After you substitute, you just expand the equation as usual, or you can use the perfect square formula in the box on the slide right now. After you expand, factorize the equation using the identity. And lastly, you will get the polar equation for the curve, which is r equal to 8 sin theta minus 2 cos theta. That's all from me. Anyone who has question can raise your hand.
Atikah, can I ask?
Yes.
How cos square theta plus sin square theta is removed in the question after you expand it?
Cos square theta plus sin square theta equal to 1 according to trigonometry identity. That's why I replace cos square theta plus sin square theta with 1. Actually, it's not removed. I just replace it with 1.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Next will be continued by Khuugan.
Thank you, Atikah. The next question is question number 2A, which question is asked us to find maximum height of the ball by using completing square method. Okay, as the question has given us the formula where s equals to 5 plus 4t minus 2 square, t square. So by using the completing square method, you will simplify it to the point when negative bracket t minus 2 bracket to the power of 2 plus 9. In case you are wondering why I highlighted the yellow highlighted there, where plus 4 is minus 4, I use the completing square method where b over 2 to the power of 2. And if you substitute the 4 into the formula, you will obtain 4 as well. So that's our most simplified method. Then at last you will get t equals to 2. So when you substitute t equals to 2 into the t minus 2, you will get 0 as well. So from there we can conclude that the maximum height of the ball will be 9 meters. Next, 2B has asked us to sketch a graph where s against t. So we all know that in order to sketch a graph, we need coordinates. So we have to get a coordinates. All we have right now is a maximum point where it's 2 and 9, where we got it from 2A. So we have to find intercepts, s-intercepts and t-intercepts. So in order for us to find s-intercept, we know that t will be 0. So substitute the 0 into the formula and I will obtain s equals to 5. Same goes to the t-intercept. We know that s will be 0. So substitute the 0 into the equation and we will get t equals to 5 and negative 1. So these are our coordinates 0, 5, 5, 0, negative 1, 0, and 2, and 9. That's our coordinates. Since we have gotten our coordinates, we can proceed to sketch our graph. Next. So this is our graph based on the coordinates we obtained from previous calculations. So that's all for the answers. If anyone has a question?
Khuugan, I have a question.
Yes,
For
Luqman.
the question 2B,
Mm-hmm.
to find the coordinates, why not directly insert the number so we can find the coordinates?
Okay, you can do that, but it's a very long process if you ask me.
Oh,
Because you will not know what is your intercepts. If you are lucky enough, maybe you will got to the your points, your values. Since we have to obtain a full graph, it's a parabola, so we have to know where is our intercepts is. So we have to find intercepts and to make a graph easier, to obtain the graph more faster.
okay.
So that's all.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Okay. So that's all from my part. Next will be presented by Hafis.
Okay, thank you, Khuugan. So from questions to C, we know that the questions is want to find the different time taken of the ball. So for this question, we have to use the parabolic equations since the graph in 2B is parabola, right? So we just use the equation from 2A, which is S is equal to negative in bracket 2 minus 2 square plus 9. Then since we have the distance with the from the question is height of the ball above the ground is 5.5 meter, so we just we can use the 5.5 meter represent as in formula equations. So we just write like this: 5.5 is equal to negative t minus 2 square plus 9. So we just solve it until we got the value of t. So for let's answer, the difference of time taken of the ball is t is equal to square root 3.5 plus 2 seconds. Is it clear? Is any questions?
I have a question. Why you substitute 5.5 to S?
Oh yeah, it is because 5.5 meter is distance, so we can use it in the we can substitute it in S to find the value of t.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you so much for hearing, and
Thank you.
goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Done.